Hey there, everybody! My name is Monkey. I'm for the guys who play games. Back with some more Pokemon Crystal. And in fact, yes, I'm gonna go right into it. Right into it. We're gonna fight some dragons today. Starting with Paul and his Dratini. I was thinking about doing the Route 35, or Route 45 first, but I'll say that for after. Because I might as well do this. So if you obviously doing this sooner makes it a little more challenging. Although it's not like there's that many trainers. I kind of like having it just be like you go down there along the way though. Because it's very common, like Route 45 is totally optional. Because obviously once you beat Claire and whatever, you can just fly back to New Bark, or you can just go, like you can just go back the long way even. You don't have to go through Route 45. I keep saying 35. Anyways, man, that sure was a lot of dragons. My dragon Pokemon lost. It's funny because having Jinx is kind of interesting for this, but at the same time, like also, it's not gonna make that big a difference. It'll be good for the Dragonairs, but obviously Kingdra doesn't care about Ice types. Because that's kind of one of those fun things about Claire's gym, is that Claire is very she's very unique because she's a dragon gym, and also because Kingdra is only weak to dragon type moves in the game, and you can't get a dragon type. Really speaking, like you can't really get one before Claire. Even if there are actually, I mean, spoilers, there is one dragon type available for Claire, but, like, that dragon type sucks against Claire anyways, so it's really not that big a deal. It's really not something you can lean on. And, like, Kingdra is a very beefy Pokemon, because like I said, it's essentially the Gen 2 Gyarados for the most part. Oof, jeez, I'm having a lot of the burps. Kingdra is essentially the Gen 2 Gyarados, so it's, it's got good stats, and like it doesn't, like the fact that it doesn't have it, obviously, like I said, it doesn't have that weakness, so it's a very interesting Pokemon, because essentially it's a fight where you cannot rely on type advantage. You have to make use of some strategy, like ignoring types, which is kind of cool to have for the final gym leader. I actually really love that. It's one of those reasons why I really like Claire as a fight. And it's funny because they kind of subvert your expectations too, because like you have to go through Ice Path to get to get here. But raising up an Ice type isn't, like, it is helpful for her Dragonairs. So it's not like it's useless, but like it is something like her toughest Pokemon can't really be just Ice typed. This isn't that like I think I already mentioned this, but the Gen 2 games really like doing this, where all the gym leaders in this game kind of have they kind of like to have these throwaway teams, and then they have one really strong Pokemon, like obviously Faulkner has Pidgey and then Pidgeotto. Bugsy's like probably the most extreme example of this, where he just has Metapod and Kakuna, and then he has his Scyther. Whitney has her Clefairy and Miltank. Once you get to like even Morty is like the Haunters aren't nothing, but like obviously his Gengar is the big one. It's a little less obviously once you get past the halfway point of Johto, but it's still like for like even like Chuck. Like Chuck's pretty notable because it's the first time in any Pokemon game, or it's the one and only time I should say, in any Pokemon game where a gym leader only has 2 Pokemon and has passed like the 4th gym leader basically. Right, Chuck just has Primeape and Poliwrath, and he's still like a decently like notable fight, because if you get on bad luck with the Dynamic Punch, you can just get butt wrecked. I was gonna say some other stuff, I just changed it to butt wrecked because, I don't know. It's kind of funny to say that actually, butt wrecked. Like, what does that even mean? Because I didn't want to make... I'm trying to lean away. Like, I know that's not really a full-on rape joke. I said the R word, the dreaded R word, but like, I try to lean away from that humor. Definitely, I will fully admit that when I was younger, I didn't have any qualms about making those kind of jokes, and it's like, like I know that like, I do think that sometimes it's a little silly to make that kind of, to point out that kind of thing and then have no qualms about just making jokes about killing people. I think people are too light on making those kind of jokes too, and it's taken less seriously because, specifically because, this is funny to talk about in a fucking Pokemon video, but that rape has a lot more. That's not even necessarily true, because if you ever in real life, if you ever saw someone die in front of your eyes, that would fuck you up definitely. But like, I don't know, maybe I won't. Let's not talk about it. I've never gone through that, so I can't say. Maybe I don't even have the right to talk about it. I don't know. Let's just leave it there. You know, making those kind of jokes sucks. Like, let's just be honest, because it's making light of how traumatic that kind of stuff can be. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. I'm just gonna say that because I can offer my thoughts on it, but like at the end of the day, I'm a dude who has never had to experience that kind of thing. And I vaguely know of some female friends who have, but maybe not actually, but like potentially situations where it maybe could have gotten to that. It sounds like, but I'm not. That's already maybe too much. Let's just leave it at that. Let's go into happier topics. Oh man. That's what happens when you're a guy like me, whose videos are just the deranged ravings of a madman. Sometimes I get into spicy topics. Let's talk about the fact that I do appreciate that some of the trainers in here are like, even though I don't use dragon type Pokemon, I'm still using dragons. That's something that's a topic I feel like people really misunderstand about the Pokemon games. It is like they love to make fun of the I accidentally swore. That's funny. The fact that Lance has a team, he's a flying type master essentially, because all his Pokemon are flying types, but only 3 of them are dragons. Is the fact that Pokemon that are themed around certain things aren't necessarily of that type. You know, like Gyarados is a dragon-esque Pokemon, even though it isn't a dragon type. You know, there's a lot of Pokemon that kind of fit into that. There's a lot of Pokemon that most people would admit that fall into that category. You know, like Charizard and Aerodactyl. You know, even Seadra, even though it hasn't turned into a dragon yet, is still a dragon-esque Pokemon. And there's a lot of Pokemon that fall into that category, I feel like, for all the types. I mean, hell, there's even some Pokemon that kind of fall into that category based off of puns. Like, the reason why Mega Ampharos is a dragon type is because its name in Japanese, I believe, can be read as... It's like, I forget how it goes. I could be wrong, but I think it's like it can be read out as either like... It's like either electric sheep or electric dragon or something like that. Like, there's something about that. I actually don't remember the specifics offhand. But basically, like everything in Japanese, it's a pun. So that's why Mega Ampharos is eventually a dragon. And that's why Claire uses a dragon in Stadium 2. Or Claire uses an Ampharos in Stadium, not a dragon, jeez. But there's a lot of Pokemon that kind of fall into that category. Like, for example, you know, Clefairy, a lot of normal types like Clefairy, Clefable could be considered like psychic-esque, even if they aren't psychic types in this game, because they kind of like lean into that category of being sort of more mystical Pokemon. Like, I could argue even that like Claire, I think, uses Rhydon in Stadium 2, and that's another Pokemon I could consider dragon-esque because it's kind of like a kaiju monster type Pokemon. It's why, once again, in a similar fashion, you know, Steven or Lance uses Tyranitar in Stadium 2 because that's another Pokemon that's dragon-esque. There's a lot of Pokemon. I feel like it's less it's less concrete once you get out of like Dragon and Psychic. Like, for example, You know, what's a fighting type-esque Pokemon? Like, Kangaskhan is kind of a fighting-esque Pokemon, I feel like. That's something I think of when I think of like a Pokemon that's kind of like a fighting type. Ooh, you know, I'm gonna switch into Farfetch'd. We're gonna sack Farfetch'd here. Because yeah, I was watching that Hyper Beam would probably one-shot Jinx. Who has status moves? I guess Steelix does. But we'll send in Gyarados and just spam Dragon Rage. That's probably a good move to use here, because Kingdra will probably Hyper Beam Gyarados, and I think Gyarados might tank a Hyper Beam. Oh, it's going to use Smoke Screen, even better. I don't mind the setup, because I can just keep hitting Dragon Rages. Honestly, Dragon Rage isn't even that bad against Kingdra, even if it doesn't have the obvious type advantage for being a Dragon-type move. Oh, nice crit. You know, if I do enough damage to kill KO Kingdra right now, he can't heal because it's on the heal turn. Dragon Rage is good against Kingdra because Kingdra actually has a kind of decently low HP stat. Its HP stat is only like base 75, so it doesn't actually have that much HP. Ugh. Do you think Sludge Bomb or Ice Punch are stronger? Jinx obviously has more special attack. Then I think its special attack would be better than Qwilfish's attack, but obviously, you know, Sludge Bomb has more base power, and that makes a big difference. I guess we'll send in Qwilfish, because if it doesn't KO, Qwilfish has a better matchup anyways. This probably KOs? Let's see. Nice. Okay, we're good. That's the big one. Now, which dragon... I forget what... Because I know each of our Dragonairs has a different move. One of them has Surf, one of them has Thunderbolt, and one of them has Flamethrower, I think. Do you think this is the Thunderbolt one? We'll switch in Jinx and see. Because I forget what order they're sent out in. Or, well, I mean, obviously... They're sent out in order based on like which one's good against yours, because they do obey type in this game. But I forget what her first one is. I think the first one is the Surf one. I don't think it really matters though, because I think Jinx can just clean up here. Jinx is definitely still very good on this fight. Just because, man, it's beefy. Hell yeah. Let's go, Jinx. I always believed in you. I lost? I don't believe it. There must be some mistake. You're not ready. You should take the Dragon Challenge. I think it's always been weird to me that in Gold Silver they had this Dragon Challenge. And obviously in Gold Silver the challenge basically is just go into this empty area and just grab an item and that's it, and then you finish and you get the badge. They definitely greatly improved on this area in Crystal by making it actually have something there. We're actually gonna get rid of while I'm here. I'm gonna drop Farfetch for a sec so I can grab the Dratini. I'm not gonna use the Dratini. It would be a cool Pokemon to use, but I don't like using Dratini in this game just because by the time you evolve into a Dragonite, the game's basically done. So there's no point. We'll just do that. It's nice that they put trainers in the Dragon's Den, even if it's just a couple extra, Dragonairs, a Seadra, and the twins with their Dratinis. But it's nice that there's extra trainers and there's just extra stuff in here. Because this area is, in a way, I almost kind of like that it's just this weird area in Gold Silver. It's just an empty room, empty cave essentially, and there's the dragon shrine at the bottom, but you can't enter it. It's the building was planned to be. It's like this area is unfinished in Gold Silver, and they got to finish it in Crystal or something weird like that. You know what I mean? It's such a weird little one-off spot. I do like how this guy just ambushes you. He's like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be in here." You can't just come in here. I guess I'll put in Dunsparce at the front. Dunsparce is another one of those Pokemon I would consider dragon-esque because it's a snake. Snakes kind of fall into that same category. Like, I would... If a dragon user had an Arbok, I wouldn't bat an eye. You know? There's a lot of Pokemon I think can kind of fall into that category. It doesn't hurt that I think the Dunsparce and Arbok are both in the Dragon Egg group, too. I want to say. So, like, I think even, like, the Game Freak themselves are like, yeah, no, they're kind of dragons. I think. I'm actually not sure about Dunsparce. I know Arbok is. We'll just keep headbutting. This trainer is kind of infamous, if you know what's up, because this is the trainer that the legendary Ghost Girl is based off of. If you force that fight, you fight a trainer with 2 level 33 Horsies and a level 33 Seadra, because it's just this fight. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just like look up the Ghost of Glitch City in Gen 2. It's a pretty like infamous little like thing. Such a cool little thing that's like just based on emulator mistakes. Oh yeah, this Seadra has a special move. It knows Waterfall. I forgot about that. That's unique because obviously Seadra does not learn Waterfall by level up. I ever mentioned this? I was talking about dragons earlier. So, I mentioned Gyarados. A lot of people are always like, is Gyarados not a dragon type because in Gen 1 it would have been OP? And that's possible, but I've always felt like it's because... So a lot of people like to cite the whole, you know, a carp swims up the waterfall and it becomes a dragon legend. You know, everyone knows about that, but that legend is, like, there's, like, multiple parts to that legend. There's, like, a second part to that legend. I'm actually not sure if it's a second part to that legend specifically, or if it's just a generic, more generic one. I don't remember. I don't even know where I ever found this, but I heard this once. So I can't claim that this is 100% true, to be perfectly honest. Because I don't have a source for this. I don't know if it's ever been... Oh, this Dratini has Flamethrower? Shit! Holy crap! I just got owned. But there's a... I'm pretty sure, at least, that there's like another part to the dragon thing in Chinese mythology where basically if a dragon abuses its like power, then it's like essentially stripped of its dragon status and kind of just like left as just a mindless rampaging beast, which is why Gyarados is like always mentioned to be just like super pissed off all the time and just like causing destruction everywhere because it's just a mindless beast. It's been given power, but it doesn't have intelligence anymore. Because essentially the idea is that Magikarp became a dragon and then got cocky with its power and abused it and then had its like dragon status taken away basically because you know the dragon elders or whoever decides that thing were just like, nah, you don't deserve this anymore. Did I pick up a Repel? I picked up a Calcium. I think Kovish probably deserves it more than Jinx. Jinx has already got good stats, so it doesn't really need it. But yeah, in the original Gold Silver, you just surf over here. There's no land down there even. You just swim by the shrine that's just like a building that you can't even walk into. Like, this area is so weird. And you have this little area over here. Is there an item over here? I think there might be a hidden item here, if I remember correctly. I think it's actually on that rock. This is a pretty obscure item, I think. Like, right over here. Yeah, Max Elixir, too, which is not a bad find. Fun fact, too, because the Dragon Fang is like a special... Like, in the original Gold Silver, right, you pick up that item, then Claire walks up to you. So, in Crystal, that script still kind of exists on the Dragon Fang item. It's just, like, dummied out. So, like, it's like a... Like, the script for the Dragon Fang is, like, more fleshed out than most items are, because there isn't... Like, they didn't bother, like, rewriting it. They just kind of dummied out the stuff that you don't need anymore in this game. The Dragon's Den music is, I think, is like really unique. But I think a lot of people don't like how like ear piercing it can be. Like this is a very polarizing song. I feel like people either like this song or they hate it. What I kind of like about this little questionnaire that they give you is that you have like not like some of the questions have one answer and some of the questions have two answers. So, like for example, this one, pal or friend work. For the win fights thing, you can pick either strategy or raising. For what kind of trainer do you wish to fight, you can pick either tough or anybody. And then for this one, it's either love or knowledge. But then for this one, you have to pick both. If you pick only tough, then he gets mad, obviously. And then Claire gets her own fucking theme song. Is this the only time in the series that a gym leader gets their own theme song? It's a catchy little jingle. I do think it's funny that it's just like all you do is answer a couple questions and then you're approved, but then Claire comes up here and like, I haven't been approved. How did you do this? Like it's almost certainly because they're like they know you're good. They're just giving you some basic questions to just be like, yeah, we get it. Because like they would already know because you've beaten her, so obviously you're good. I like this little sequence. It's definitely one of those things that's it's nice that they didn't get rid of it. Like you wouldn't expect them to, but I mean you never know. Because like fuck, like Oraz is a weird game where some things are super faithful and some things they just completely change, and then BDSP is like faithful to the point of like bad, a remake of Diamond Pearl, because everyone knows that Diamond Pearl kind of sucks compared to Platinum. Dragon Breath, hooray! Dragon Breath isn't that. I feel like Dragon Breath was one of those moves. I feel as like it would be a lot more usable. I feel like if it was bumped up to like 80 power instead of just 60, because like the 30% paralysis is quite nice, honestly. But it's like the fact that it's only 60 power and most Pokemon don't get stab off of it. Once again, it's that class of thing. Stab is so important that it just makes this move already even weaker than it needs to be. And I think once you leave and come back, good to see you. It's a little weird. You have to leave the room and then come back and he'll give you the Dratini. And as long as you've answered his questions without fucking it up, like a dumbass, this Dragonair knows the ever-legendary move Extreme Speed. Hooray! And I'm sure as everybody knows, this is the only way to get Extreme Speed Dragonite in this game. In Generation 2 in any way. If you lose this Dratini or you teach over Extreme Speed, that's it. You can't even, it's not even like an egg move, I don't believe. Actually, is it an egg move? Maybe it is. Because I think Arcanine can breed with Dratini, maybe? I don't remember actually off the top of my head. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I might be. I don't know. Anyways, we'll go over. I think there's an item over here. Is there? Or did I already pick that up? Did I forget? Yeah, I did. Alright, well. Anyways, we have the Extreme Speed Dratini. It's not a big deal, but it is, you know, it is cool. This is one of those Crystal exclusive things. And it's one of those cool things that they did in, that, you know, one of the round 2, I think it's, is it the Molt Mania in Poke Cup? From the Maniac that he has an Extreme Speed Dragonite? Or is it a different one? I don't remember which one it is, but I know there's like one in, I want to say one of them. There is somewhere in Stadium 2 is a trainer with an Extreme Speed Dragonite. And it's notable because Stadium 2 was, at least, I forget when it actually released. Did it release a little bit before Crystal? I think, well, I want to say in the West they released on the same day or something, or maybe it was in Japan they did. Something like that, I don't remember off the top of my head. You know, when these games were released, I was like 6 years old. Like, fuck, I was so God, it's crazy that these are my favorite games, and I was so young. Like, I don't understand anything about these games, but like, it's like the fact that you can, you know, all the daily and weekly stuff. Just get a lot of replay value. Anyways, I taught waterfall, right? You know what? Let's. Ooh. I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the waterfall stuff, but first, we're gonna pick up the Master Ball. Because we're gonna go fight the Karate Master, and I have to drop off Farfetch'd again. Because obviously, if you he can't put the Pokemon in the PC. So, if you don't have a, it's definitely one of those things that's like it's very annoying if you get to him with a full party because you have to leave this big ass cave and come back. Kind of sucks actually, to be honest. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. Fun fact: you can use the PC on the side. I wonder if people know that. I'm gonna drop all these in here. I think you can pick up. What do you pick up on the waterfall floors? I don't remember. You pick up something. You pick up a TM. I don't remember what TM it is. Do you pick up Defense Curl? No, right? Because wasn't that in... I guess we'll find out in a sec here. Let me use my Repel. Alright, so I guess it's time to use Waterfall. I love that in this game when you use Waterfall, it's just like, whoo! You just spin up. I love that effect. Like, I know the effect in Heart Gold Soul Silver looks more like it makes sense, like you're actually like just going up a waterfall, but it's like, come on man, have a little fun. Isn't it funny that in this game you use Waterfall and you just go flying up the waterfall? Like, I love that. Anyways, here's the guy. It's kind of funny. You've just been fighting a bunch of like dragons, including Seadra. And if you bother to go out of your way to come into this cave, here comes, I think this is Hugh, yeah, with his Seadra. His Seadra is actually pretty high level. This actually might be one of the highest level Pokemon in Johto, funny enough. In Gold Silver, it probably is on just a regular trainer. I don't think there's any other trainer that's 39. There's obviously the Black Belt, who, like, technically speaking, he's just a normal trainer, but, like, obviously, like, event-wise, he's special, because, like, he's supposed to be the Karate Master, and he gives you, you know, the Tyrogue egg and whatever. And Crystal specifically adds the Elders, who I think are also level 39, who have, like, the Noctowls and the Evolutions. Nice rare candy. I'm trying to think, yeah, I mean, technically there's the wild Pokemon at Mount Silver, but I don't, that's not quite, I mean, that's not a trainer either, even though Red is technically also a trainer in Johto. You know, for all intents and purposes, he's only connected to Kanto, which I think I already mentioned that Heart Gold Soul Silver super fucked this up. Because even though Mount Silver is considered a Johto location in Heart Gold Soul Silver, but on the map in Heart Gold Soul Silver, all the tiles surrounding it are in Kanto, so it's really weird. Because for some reason they like moved Mount Silver more east in Heart Gold Soul Silver for some reason. I don't know why they did it like that, but it makes it kind of weird. It's like an honorary Johto location for like no reason. Whereas in this game, at least it makes sense because the location is like right above New Bark, so it makes sense that it's considered. You do get Defense Curl here, okay. It's kind of funny. I feel like Defense Curl is kind of a shitty TM to get here because like the Defense Curl rollout combo is really nice. But, like, you get rollout so much earlier than this, and it's like, man, what a weird spot to put this TM, I feel like. I feel like they should have put something else here, you know what I mean? Like, would it make more sense to put, like, I don't know, like, maybe they should have put, like, Sandstorm here or something, and then, like, but then, I don't know. It's hard to say, like, I don't know. You do get the Dragon Scale here, though. This is the big one. Now you can get Kingdra, if you figure that out. This is one of those things I was talking about where, like, this is part of the reason why I consider Kingdra the Gen 2 Siege, like, the Gen 2 Gyarados, because, like, who Who managed to naturally figure out the dragon scale is an item that lets you get Kingdra by trading it with the item. Oops. Well, guess who we're using that iron on for 100%? I didn't get rid of... I'm so stupid. I didn't get rid of this fucking... Dumbass! You idiot! I didn't get rid of him. Well... My B. At least we picked up a max repel. Like, ugh! Kinda compensates for it. That's so stupid of me. Well, on the bright side, I can take advantage of this because there's a bit of a split path here. So I can at least go down here, and I think this is already, we're already like back. Let me just double check over here, right? Yeah. Well, that was a stupid way to lose out on some time, but at least I figured it out before I fought him. I'm like, you dummy. Jeez. Now I have the hiccups for some reason. You know, I've been... Yep, I love my fucking dumb, stupid body that gets hiccups all the time off of nothing. I can't tell you how many times I've woken up in the morning and gotten hiccups. Oh, this is great. They're painful, too. Love it. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. This is silly, but I'm gonna just hold my breath for a little while after the next hiccup. And just deep breathed right into the mic, but I think that was good. The worst part about getting hiccups like that is that it's like, not only am I having, I'm hiccuping, but also I'm like having a hard time breathing. So it's like I can't even take a breath to try to get rid of the hiccups. You know what I mean? Like it's like a wombo combo. Because I've been drinking, you know, my Dr. Pepper Zero because otherwise my throat will get dry as hell, and I want to drink something tasty. The problem is when you drink too much of soft drink, it gets gassy, and then now it makes it hard to breathe sometimes. That's totally my fault, obviously. It's just me being a baby and not wanting to drink water sometimes, but it's like, you know. Did I go the wrong way? I did. I always forget which way you go from here. It's like, no, you gotta go here. There you go. I think we're gonna just barely run out of repel, yeah. So we're on to our last repel, actually. Pretty fitting. Anything here? Hidden items in this game tend to be pretty obvious, but sometimes they do put them in like little one-off spots just to kind of trip you up a little bit. There's the strength boulder, and there's... Look at our juicy Karate King. Well, he's gonna send out the Hitmons, so I guess... Jinx doesn't resist, and Confusion isn't even gonna one-shot, so... It's not like Jinx is that great a matchup. I guess... Does he lead with Hitmonchan or Hitmonlee? I am the Karate King. Battle with me. Warg! Black Belt Kyo. This is the first time I get to know his name is Kyo. Do you think his name is Kyo in Fire Red Leaf Green? He's actually lower level than the other guy. Which is funny because he's supposed to be a boss fight. It's funny too because he's a boss fight that you can't fight until beating all the gyms, and he's lower level than the random gym trainers. Like these, like the Hitmons are not pushovers, but it is interesting. I feel like they could have definitely made him like at least 37. I think 38 would have been a good number for him actually. Nice. I'm not even gonna get a chance to hit him. He's gonna die to poison. Heck yeah. Warg, I'm beaten! And you get this delicious egg. Oh, I totally forgot. For some reason I thought he gives you an egg. No, he usually gives you a regular Tyrogue. Anyways. Yeah, I'm using this Tyrogue. This is the final member of our team. Hell yeah. I'm gonna call this guy Kale in honor of that one guy from Coliseum. What are Tyrogue's stats actually looking like? Because if I had a choice, I would prefer Hitmonlee. Probably it's balanced right now. That's probably the worst case. I feel like Tyrogue kind of has one big problem in this game, which is that the Hitmon's move pools from level up feel like they're kind of designed around the idea that Tyrogue is a Pokemon. It's designed around the idea that Tyrogue is not a Pokemon for some reason. It's like they all learn moves starting immediately from like level 5. And the problem with that is that... Do you have repels? You do. Okay, let me buy 10 of those. Thank you very much. Is that a lot of them learn their good moves like past us, after, like before you could like actually get them. Like they learn them before Tyrogue evolves at 20. Hitmonlee mostly makes out, and Hitmonchan does well too, but Hitmontop really suffers from this because it literally does not learn a fighting type move until like level 48 or something like that, where it learns Triple Kick. And Triple Kick is not even a good move in this game. It's only 10 power. Like, if you hit all Triple Kicks, it's essentially just the same power as Double Kick. Like, Double Kick in this game sucks big balls. And I'm not sure why they did it like that. But, oh, I guess I should deposit too. I might have to buy some vitamins, because I would prefer Hitmonlee. I can do with Hitmonchan, because the elemental punches are fine. Like, people like to make fun of Hitmonchan for having low special attack, but, like, the punches are still fine for the stuff that, like, are weak to them. It's only just kind of the problem that Hitmonchan doesn't really learn a lot of good moves otherwise. Like, in Gen 1, at least, it basically learns the 3 elemental punches, and that's it for good moves. Anyways, we're gonna put Hitmon out front. Actually, we have the experience share. Why don't I just give him the experience share? Like, do I? Just bite the bullet here. I put it deep down here, jeez. Why did I deposit my escape up? I can just sell that or just dig or something, I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna dump that escape rope on Tyrogue, and we're gonna go start beating up trainers. Probably, you're probably not going to see Tyrogue evolve this part. I'm probably just going to save that for next part. I'm going to get to 19 off screen, or like, we'll see. I'll try to get its attack up if I can, because I like Hitmonlee the most, I feel like. But I don't really mind either way. I'm probably going to have to make multiple trips down here anyways. Because there's a lot of trainers down here, and you can't fight them all in one run, because there's a lot of split paths here. And trainers here also are about to be very weak, because you can fight them before you even do the Team Rocket stuff, right? You can get here as soon as you have 7 badges. Once you have 7 badges, you can come down here, so... None of the trainers are particularly tough. Ooh, it's okay, its attack is higher now. That's good, that's good. They do have a lot of, like, evolved stuff. Still, like, I think there's you'll see a cool trainer who kind of stands out for having a notable Pidgeot. You'll see in a sec here. Damn, 2 levels in 1. Maybe you will see this evolution in this part, jeez. I also never healed, but like since Quillfish did so good against that fight, it doesn't even matter, which is kind of funny. Oh, I lost that. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh, here comes Mom. What'd you do, Mom? Oh, it's an actual item. Neat. Alright, we'll switch over to Medusa. Ugh. I'm already yawning because it's pretty late for me. I'm actually recording this right after the first part I just, like, I should say the last part I just did. Because I have great time, ample time to record, and, like, I might as well. Don't want to lose out on that. Although it does mean that it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning for me, and I'm kind of dead beat. But, you know, whatever. We'll finish this, and I can do some stuff off-screen in the downtime. Zeratta does have a lot of cool Pokemon I also thought about fighting, or I thought about catching. Like, Skarmory and Gligar are both here in Crystal. And they're both not bad, but, like, funny enough, Steelix kind of negates the need for both of them. Not that I necessarily need to have a team with no type overlap, but... Like I said, I want to avoid that for at least recording, like for an LP. I want to avoid that. I don't mind it in my downtime, though. Oh, man. I'm really starting to yawn. War Turtle. Doesn't this trainer have 2 War Turtles? For some reason, like, there's like this weird thing with female cool trainers in this game, kind of like like the Squirtle line. A lot of them have some member of the Squirtle line. Because I know there's another lady cool trainer on Victory Road that also has a Blastoise. Like, it's like a weird thing. And you may be thinking, oh, but isn't there no trainers in Victory Road in this game? I'm obviously talking about routes 26 and 27. Like, a lot of people like to be like, oh, how come Victory Road doesn't have trainers in this game? It's like, it's because Victory Road in this game is essentially routes 26 and 27. Victory Road is just a little extra cave because, you know, that's just that area. It's just like the little, like, hey, this is an area from Gen 1, remember? That's very similar, actually. It's not the same, but it's very similar in design. It doesn't have any of the strength puzzles, obviously, and Heart Gold, Soul Silver actually, like, changed the design a bit. It's still kind of like the cave from Gen 1, but it's, like, more distinct now. Which I don't mind. Check out this Machoke. This one isn't even under-leveled. Imagine that. It's still gonna suffer at the hands of my Jinx. Level 17. Wow, it must have great special DVs, because its special attack is way higher. Because I think Tyrogue stats are all the same. We'll pick up that item later. Guess we'll go all the way right here. There's another hiker. It's not Rocky then. I want to say one of these hikers gets a Steelix eventually. I don't know if there's a Steelix here right now. I don't remember. It's like there's like a hiker with like a Swinub and a Steelix or something like that. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna move head by here because I feel like I always go to straight to day and it's not even my first move. Hey, we take a those. I'm a genius. Here comes Graveler. Surely I don't level up Tyrogue to 20 right here, because that would kind of suck. Because I want to save before that happens, just in case. Alright, we won't level up. Oh, this guy's a Golem? Damn! It's funny, Golem's one of those Pokemon that in Gen 1 no trainer has, so you never get its Pokedex entry. Uh-oh! Ow! That rare interaction. Despite being a weak magnitude and being 15 levels below and Steelix having high defense, that still did like a decent amount of damage, honestly. It's probably going to evolve into Hitmonlee, but I just want to be careful because I don't want Hitmonlee to level up. Like, I want it to evolve at 20, you know what I mean? And not 21. That can be a problem if you're not careful. We can fight that hiker now. Level 27 Graveler. A lot of people like to grind here because it's easy to get to because it's just right next to Blackthorn. But if you want to grind before Kanto, you should go to the waterfall area because the Pokemon there are in like the like low 30s at least. Although obviously if you have to heal, it's a bit more out of the way. Hey, this guy's a Diglett. How quaint. That'll probably get one shot. Diglett, I think Diglett has like base 20 HP or something stupid like that. Might even be lower than that. It might be like base 10. It's like basically the lowest HP stat in like any normal Pokemon. Alright, Tyrogue, let's go! Oh, that didn't level him up, damn. Maybe I'll quickly fight like a... What?! Did he must have loaded up from the Diglett and I wasn't paying attention. That'd be kind of funny, actually. I don't think Hitmonlee even learns a move at 20, so it doesn't really matter, but... it's something to keep in mind. Look at that special defense, though. Like, they got such a boost. In Gen 2, it's crazy. What moves do I want to give it? Do I have any good TMs for it? I could give it Return. I could also check its hidden power. So it's a Dynamic Punch. I forget when it learns a kicking move. Hey, look, it's Gligar. Ooh, I'm having a hard time breathing, jeez. Is this a mystery berry? Yeah. Anyways, this is the patch of water I was talking about earlier. Actually, did I even mention this patch of water specifically? I don't remember, but last part I mentioned that there's an area that's different in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and this is actually the area I'm talking about. So, in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, this area is just like, despite how like it's like this secluded patch of water, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, this area is super boring. I don't know why they did this. It's just like, there's just Poliwag and stuff in here for some reason. But in the original Gen 2 games, you'll notice immediately that even though I'm using the Good Rod, which normally fishes up level 20 Pokemon, I'm using the Good Rod here and it's only fishing up level 10 Pokemon. If you fish anywhere else, like if you fish in the Swarm, I think that's the one that where the Old Rod gives you level 5s. But I think the Gold Rod and the Super Rod are still level 20 and 40 for the Quillfish Swarm. This area though is always level 10, no matter which rod you use. Even if you come here with the Super Rod, it is still only a level 10 Pokemon. However, remember how I mentioned that you can fight a Dragon type before Claire in the Dragon's Den? If you go to the Dragon's Den, you can just fight, that you can fish up and encounter, even on just surfing on the water, you can encounter Dratini in there. However, in this lone patch of water, this patch of water is unique. I believe that the Dragon's Den uses like the fish group is just called like Dragon. However, this fish group I believe is called Dragon 2 internally. Although those are just like the names that are used by the disassembly group, because I think those names are just kind of made up and given to them. I don't think they're like those kind of constant names. I don't believe exist. That's something that's basically just come up with on the spot. But it's given the name Dragon 2 because this is the one and only area where you can find dragons outside the Dragon's Den in this game. It might take a little bit because I believe the Good Rod chance is pretty low. It's like 5 or 10%. I want to fish it up though. Because you can fish up Dratini here. And this area is very notable because if you have a Super Rod, because you fish up level 10s even with the Super Rod, you can actually fish up level 10 Dragonair in this patch of water. Which is like obviously like very unique. This is the only place you could ever fish up any Dratini that's that low level outside of like Black and White 2. Where I believe you can also fish up low level dragons in like the swirling water. I'll try a few more times, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna have the luck. I wanted to point this out because this is part of the reason why I was thinking about wanting the Dodrio trade, because the thing with the Dodrio trade is that you normally can't get it before finishing Claire. I'm gonna move my mic here, but obviously in Gold, Silver, Crystal, You know, in Heart Gold Soul Silver, you just can't without trading from an outside game. But in this game, you can actually fish up the dragon you want here. Obviously, it's very rare. As you can see, I've fished up like already like a dozen Magikarp. I'll try like, I don't know, I'll try a few more times. And if we don't fish it up, then, you know, whatever. I'm like 99% sure you can fish up a Dratini here. I believe it's specifically that you can't fish up you can only fish up Dragonair with the Super Rod. But I'm pretty sure you can fish up Dratini here. It does make me wonder if the reason why they changed it is because maybe this wasn't intentional. Like, maybe this is just like a leftover from earlier. Like, they forgot to change this. But I don't know. Like, this is such a secluded spot. Like, it feels weird to not have the dragons here. Like, this is such a cool little, like, I'd almost call this like an Easter egg because of how, like, kind of, like, out of the way this is. Am I really not going to find a Dratini here? I'm gonna actually quickly Google this on my phone. I'm gonna look up Bulbapedia. Route 45 Gen 2. I'm typing with one hand and I'm a little slow apparently because I'm trying to focus on two things. I'm gonna quickly look. Can you find Dratini here with a good route? I'm pretty sure you can, but I better double check. The good rod odds are 10%, so it's not. I'm actually just getting really unlucky. I should be able to find this. I am actually just getting unlucky. Because surely, like, the speed choice wouldn't just randomly get rid of this. That'd be weird, right? I'm actually getting quite unlucky if it's 10%. If it was 5%, I could at least be like, you know, just my bad luck. But 10%, like, I've already fished up like more than a dozen Magikarp. I should have gotten it by now. There it is! The Dratini, and it's not a female. But I mean, I could just breed more. Anyways, we're gonna paralyze you, and then we're gonna send in Kale here to give it a quick tackle. Oh! Holy moly! I did not expect that much damage. Holy crap! But we're gonna catch this. Oh jeez, if I want to catch. If I want that Dojo trade, I'll just breed for a female Dratini. Jeez. No! I forgot it can run away! Oh, I hate this game. They knew what they were doing. Like, this dragon is so obscure. Whatever. I'm glad I got to show it off, at least, if nothing else. Because obviously that's a very obscure little thing. Do I have... I do have Farfetch'd with me. Okay, we're gonna quickly grab some berries, actually. Yeah, we'll go here. I mean, I can heal too. Just gonna quickly grab the berries I already have a bunch of, because, like, why not? Can heal here. I mean, I wasted 2 balls, whatever. At least I got to show the Dratini actually appearing. It wasn't a female one anyway, so it would have been kind of annoying. Like, it's not that big a deal. Oh, right. Be right back for a sec, actually. Okay, we're backaroony. Oh, I never got my ball from Kurt, actually. Let's grab that. Because I'm here. Fastball. Super useless, but hey, we got it. Alright, yeah, we'll grab that berry. Yeah. Is this poison? Yeah, poison keeper. I might as well pick it up, right? Like, why not? And, alright, well... I guess we'll just do some more trainers. It should be fine. I know there's a couple cool trainers down here that are pretty, like, they have pretty cool Pokemon, at least I think. Should I go? Let's go most right. Did I already go down here? Yeah, there's the... This is the guy I always think of when I think of this route, because this guy kind of stands out because I believe this is the guy with a level 25 Pidgeot. Which is the lowest level Pidgeot, I think, in any Pokemon game. You've never been able to get Pidgeot at this level, even in the wild. Because, like, Pidgeot's one of those Pokemon that doesn't tend to actually show up in the wild. There's lots of low-level Pidgeotos, but Pidgeot is not something that tends to show up. It also technically has an underleveled Electabuzz, but only, like, vaguely underleveled, because, like, obviously in Gen 1, Electabuzz, it probably shows up at lower levels than this somewhere, I'm sure. Maybe, I don't know. It's technically underleveled, but only in, like, in like, a pseudo sort of weird way. Hey, Body Slam. I mean, Body Slam is better than Dizzy Punch, so I guess I'll teach that. At least that gives me a paralysis option. Alright, good on you, Ryan. You've won my respect, I say to him. Whoopsies. There's a Graveler. Hitmonlee is still basically unusable because it hasn't learned anything other than Tackle and Focus Energy. I think at 26, I think eventually it learns a fighting move, like I don't remember when. We'll go down, actually is this like, we're gonna pick all the right paths just to make sure I didn't miss a trainer down here, and... Yeah, is this guy, although we can fight this guy regardless. And then we'll fly back up one last time and we'll just go left. We already fought that guy. There's the camper. This guy's unique because he's a trainer, but he doesn't have any vision. Alright, we're good. So I'm just gonna fly back up for the last time. Finish this route. This will probably be a short episode because it was basically just me doing stuff. But, like I always say, it's fun to have normal, like, shorter parts every once in a while. It'll give me a chance to train Hitmonlee off screen anyways. There's no more trainers left in Johto anyways. You know, I'll fight the sages. We'll do that, and then we'll call it there. He shakes his fist at me. Angry old man Geodude's not happy. Elixir during the fight. I just love that quote. You know, if you know that one, if you remember that one, you know, you're a real one. That's a classic old quote. Is this the Steelix guy? No, he's Onyx. I think this is Perry, actually, so I'm pretty sure what I'm thinking of is that if you get this guy's phone number, he can eventually rematch you, and he'll have a Steelix and a Swinub eventually, I'm pretty sure. There we go. Surf away the Onyx. This KO's Onyx about 3 times over, I'm pretty sure. Poor guy. Wahaha, I'm the big loser. You sure are. At least he laughs about it, you know. Are there any more trainers down here? I don't remember. I think it might just be that camper. That camper is one of the rare new trainers in this game, too. Ah, dang it. High encounter rate strikes again. Wild Graveler appears. Go Medusa. Nugget. Hey, a Nugget of Wisdom. That's nice. I'll sell that. Dude! Encounter from hopping over the ledge. That's wild. I'm suddenly getting a ton of encounters. Sometimes you just get bogged down by encounters. Even with, like, the 4-step mercy limit, it's like, well, sometimes you just get a bunch of encounters, you know? This guy's like I said, he doesn't have range, because for some reason he's like, they like added him to Crystal. He also, and like you can tell they added him because he talks about the battle tower in his post-battle dialogue. He's also notable because he's like Quentin, right? He's like, I'm really, really tough. And he is actually like a decent amount higher level than all the other trainers are. You can see like he's got 3 Pokemon and he's level 30. It's like he's already like that hiker we fought had 1 level 29 Onix. So this guy is actually like a decent amount tougher. Like his Pokemon are like still like low level compared to the other trainers we've been fighting earlier, but like at this point in the game, if you'd come here right after like getting your 7 gym badges, this guy is decently tough. Because I believe he also has like good Pokemon. Like I believe he has a Tauros. I forget what his third Mon is. Primeape. Damn, that's some damage. His Pokemon are tough in levels, although their move pools aren't great still. Do you think we can one-shot Tauros? Come on, Quick Claw Tauros and beat it in one hit. Come on, let's go. Murr. I like that all his Pokemon are level 30, so it's like you can infer that he's a guy who would be in the level 30 bracket at the Battle Tower. Which is like a nice touch. I was tough with the Battle Tower. Have you been to the Battle Tower? I never ever lose there. Yeah, I doubt that, buddy. You don't exactly have a tough team. Anyways, we'll fight the stages and then we'll call it there. So they're all gonna have Noctowl. Should I Dunsparce roll out? Well, we might as well. Sure, why not? Because Dunsparce roll out's fun. Why not? Let's go. There's another one of those like rare NPCs who actually like react to you and like move out of the way. So even though it looks like they move to block you, the game has like the way that they do it is slightly limited. What the game actually is doing is it's playing an animation of this guy moving, and then it makes him disappear and spawns a new guy in his place. Because there's essentially like each of these spots has an NPC in it, and that just like appears to like look like he's dynamically like moving in the way, but it doesn't work like that. When an NPC is made to move, and then actually, I'm not sure how it works 100%. It's weird how it works. Because sometimes it does work and sometimes it doesn't. Legend has it that upon the emergence of a trainer has the ability to touch the souls of Pokemon. A Pokemon will come forth and put that trainer to test at the Tin Tower. The legend has come true. The legendary Pokemon Suicune has arrived. We, the wise trio, shall test your worthiness to go inside. I love these guys. This is an awesome little bit of extra boss fight to get in this game. A little triple fight, too. And as an extension of the sages at Sprout Tower, these guys also use Noctowls. Oh, they're lower level than I remember. I thought they were like in the higher 30s. I guess you can technically do these guys right after Radio Tower, so it makes sense they're not super high level. Dunsparce and Couch get a decent amount of experience from this too, which is nice. Oh, Flareon is mega dead. I'm sorry, buddy. You did get at least a little extra lick in there by quick attacking me, but yeah. That's probably a double KO, given that it almost one-hit KO'd Noctowl, who's definitely tankier than Flareon. So it is you who have claimed to have seen Suicune, Entei, and Raikou while they slept. Unbelievable! Legend has it that they can't be seen while they sleep. I don't remember. Is that line the same in Heart Gold, Soul Silver? Because one thing that is different in Heart Gold, Soul Silver is that you can actually obviously see Entei, Raikou, and Suicune before you actually wake them up. Or like, quote-unquote, wake them up. You don't actually really wake them up. This is one of those weird changes that Heart Gold, Soul Silver make where you can see them from below, and even like Usine and like Morty talk about how they can just see them from above, which is a weird change. Because here it's like the idea is that they're not supposed to actually be seeable, while they're asleep. So I wonder if they changed this dialogue in Heart Gold Soul Silver, if it's the same and it just doesn't make any sense anymore. We're gonna send in Auntie for this one. Peck. Ice Punch probably does not one-shot this. Actually, it probably does. If it wasn't 10 levels above it. We're actually doing pretty good for experience in this. There we go. High jump kick is actually an insane move to get a 26. That is actually really strong at this point in the game. Well, I guess that's not real. I mean, for level 26, it's really strong, but obviously you can't get Tyrogue until after Claire, so unless of course you get the odd egg. If you get the odd egg and you evolve in Hitmonlee does do pretty good. Although the thing with getting Hitmonlee is that if you get a Tyrogue from the odd egg, right, it either has all 0 DVs or it has a DV attack of 2 and the rest are 10. So you're more inclined to actually get Hitmonchan. If you get the shiny one, it's probably Hitmonchan, and if you get the 0 DV one, unless you fight something with like very high defense or very high attack, you're likely to get Hitmontop. And Hitmontop is obviously terrible in game because it learns like crappy moves by level up. I kind of rushed this guy's dialogue, but I love this little bit here. So the way the Twin Towers, I always love. It's funny to talk about the Twin Towers. The way that the Twin Towers work is that Lugia hangs out on the Brass Tower and Ho-Oh hangs out on the Tin Tower. And I've always liked that imagery because Ho-Oh is obviously golden and then Lugia is more of like a silver. But they hang out on the opposite colored tower. And then obviously, you know, at some point, like, it's never directly stated, but he says a lightning bolt struck one of the towers. And it's never directly said, but it's implied that it's Lugia's fault, because Lugia basically just fucks off, never comes back, because Lugia's power is said to cause storms. So there's a very strong implication there that it's Lugia's fault that the Brass Tower burnt down. And, you know, I was about to say, do these guys talk in Heart Gold Soul Silver? But I believe that these guys just don't exist in Heart Gold Soul Silver, so that's probably how they, you know, get around that issue. Is these guys didn't come back, which is unfortunate, because these guys are the only NPCs, I believe, that ever mention the Brass Tower by name directly. The Brass Tower is never mentioned by name in any other Pokemon game. And it's such a shame because I love the parallels of brass and tin for gold and silver. And it's such a shame because in Japanese, what it is, it's the brass gong tower and then the tin bell tower. And Heart Gold Soul Silver just retranslated the tin tower to just the bell tower. And I absolutely hate that translation. I hate that they got rid of the parallel to gold and silver. It's such a shame. Like, I actually think it's just a straight up downgrade. Vaporeon probably doesn't even get 2-hit by this. Oof. This might not even be a 3-hit. Look how much it's tanking that. That 130 HP, 95 special defense goes a long way. Okay, I think that's a 3-hit. But yeah, it's one of those weird things. It's one of those things that the retranslation is definitely worse in that regard, I think. If you prefer Bell Tower, I'm not going to knock it against you, but I just think it's one of those things where I really like Brass and Tin Tower, and I'm glad that this game got to do it before they got rid of it in Heart Gold Soul Silver. I'm going to walk out here, but we're not going to fight Suicune. We're going to fight Suicune later. Maybe I'll do that in post-game at some point. Because that's going to probably actually like take a while is the thing. Because obviously that's like a whole beast. I guess I still have to grind Hitmonlee up to 40. which I'm probably gonna end up doing on Route 45 because all the fighting types there, or the rock types, get high jump kicked into oblivion, which will be fine. Let's go ahead and take off the experience share. We'll put Kale up front. Because high jump kick's pretty good in this game. It's obviously still not, like, they buffed it a lot in later games, but 85-90 is not the worst. Compared to some of the other moves in this game, like fighting, like physical moves definitely got the short end of a stick for a while before eventually, and then in later games, like, almost like power crept physical moves. It's like, fuck, like, you've got bloody, like close combat is learned by, like, basically every fighting type in existence, and it's 120 power, 100 accuracy, and it's just, like, the most insane thing ever. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. I love the Gen 2's world building, and I really hate that Heart Gold Soul Silver removed any mention of Brass Tower. The Brass and Tin Tower may actually be one of my favorite, like, pair of names ever in any Pokemon game for, like, a location. Like, the parallel of Brass and Tin Tower and the fact that Ho-Oh sits on the Tin Tower, Lugia sits on the Brass Tower, and then Lugia, like burns down the Brass Tower and flies away, and then Lugia is like, well, it does its Phoenix thing and resurrects 3 supposedly unnamed Pokemon. But, I believe the implication there is that they are probably supposed to be Eevee. Actually, I'm not sure. That one might be more of a fan theory. I believe in the fan theory that it was a bunch of Eevee, or, like, potentially, like, the Eeveelutions that got killed in the fire. Because, obviously, Entei, Suicune, and Raikou match the same Eeveelution types. So it would make sense that they got resurrected into stronger Pokemon. But obviously that's just a complete fan theory. There's no evidence for that in the games. And even the actual, like, outside sources tend to be, like, kind of iffy on that. Because I believe that there's one of the, like, the animated Pokemon show, like, cartoon, you know what I mean? Like, one of the animated little, like, Pokemon things, I believe actually, like, shows, like, the outlines of the Pokemon that died. It doesn't directly show them, but it shows, like, their outlines, and they're definitely, like, not the evolutions. They just look like vague, like, quadrupeds. So I don't know, but that's my theory. I think that just makes sense. But I digress. That'll be it for this part. Yeah, see you guys later.